It is my honor to present the 2026 Changemaker Award to Alysa Nahmias.
I did write something. And I also just want to acknowledge my family out there, Rob and River and Clara. Thank you all. So thank you, Film Independent, for this incredible honor. As Angela was alluding to, in my life, Film Independent has been a lifeline, a launch pad, a nest to come home to. And for me and many other filmmakers at every stage. It's hard to imagine the past 15 years of my career without this organization, its programs, and the people I've met along the way. I want to thank all the fellows that I've been in fellowship with and that I've mentored. You know who you are. And I want to thank some of the current Film Independent staff who've supported me, Angela Lee and the whole Artist Development team, Jen Wilson, Maria Bozy, Daniel Cardone, Alana Waxman, Zach Thorpe, Louis Kreisch, Sheila Sawney, and Jeremy Aguilera-Gaudet. It's also wonderful to be welcoming Film Independent's new president, Juan Davies, this year. I'm looking forward to getting to know you in this community. And I want to express my deep gratitude for the unwavering support that I and countless other filmmakers received over the years from longtime President Josh Welsh. We miss you, Josh. So this award took me by surprise. There are so many in our film community who I see as extraordinary change makers, a couple of whom you're going to hear from here, my comrades, and I'm honored that you see me among them. In particular, I want to shout out the membership of Forward Doc, the nonprofit I co-founded, a global intersectional community of disabled creators and allies, rooted in documentary film that champions stories by, for, and about disabled people. Disabled artists are making much needed change that benefits all of us, and I invite everyone here to get involved. As my friend and collaborator and Forward Doc member Reed Davenport put it when he won a Spirit Award for our film I Didn't See You There, which he directed, disabled people continue to be inadequately represented, underrepresented, and they're represented inauthentically. I ask you humbly, my esteemed colleagues, to let them in. It's time. This award, yeah. And thank you to Film Independent for doing things like open captioning, having our amazing ASL interpreter here. It makes a difference for inclusion. This award gives me a moment to reflect also more broadly on what it means to make change in today's world as an artist. Change making has a lot to do with meaning making, and art is the closest thing I know to magic because it makes meaning. We can make something that's never existed, we can transform the familiar into the novel, and when we see the world in new ways, as the Pope said, we can feel it differently, and the world itself is transformed by that new meaning. And this is, for me, where change emanates from, this process of creating. Creativity is a basic human impulse for me, and if it's stifled, I feel starved. I know some of you can probably relate to that. It's a source of dignity and connection. And also, art is dangerous to the powers that be, because it can change the world, often in subtle shifts, in one mind at a time. And that's why corrupt power attacks art as a matter of its own survival. The attempts today to shutter public television and public arts institutions, to threaten nonprofits and silence voices speaking up against war, persecution, and genocide, only prove the real power that artists have to threaten authoritarianism. As Angela said, my first film, Unfinished Spaces, premiered at Film Independent's LA Film Festival in 2011. And you know, the first festival that gives you that opportunity, that platform, is completely transformative. And I'm forever grateful. That film followed architects in 1960s Cuba who designed revolutionary buildings, soon deemed counter-revolutionary. And decades later, as their buildings eroded, their utopian dream remained vivid. And we followed them as Fidel Castro invited them back to finish their early work. And the film's story asks, is utopia worth pursuing, even if it's unattainable? I think it is. Dreams for artists are as real as anything else, and reality can be shaped by new, surprising narratives. This is a common thread in my work, and I've always been drawn to the ways individuals shape institutions and vice versa, whether it is visual artists confronting the US carceral system in Art and Crimes by Krimes, or young Girl Scouts demanding fairer pay for their labor in my new film, Cookie Queens. Dreams have a way of building entire worlds out of nothing but attention and intention. One of my favorite poets, Wisława Szymborska, describes how in dreams our imaginations can raise mountains in a split second, where a moment before there was nothing at all. In a way, our films do this too. She writes, "Not just the scale, it's also the precision, a specific watch, an entire fly on a tablecloth with cross-stitched flowers, a bitten apple with teeth marks. World making is at the heart of what makes us human, and making meaning with images and words is accessible to everyone. We all know how to dream. As filmmakers, we can harness this impulse, this creative impulse, toward shared stories, and to make art is to exercise that shared dignity. We can change in the making of it, and our art changes the world in turn. The more we cultivate this in ourselves and others, the more positive changes we may discover." And Szymborska goes on, "In our dreamings, in their shadowings and gleamings, in their multiplings, inconceivablings, in their haphazardings and wide scatterings, at times even a clear-cut meaning may slip through." So let's keep dreaming, visioning, and making new meaning, threatening the status quo with the supposedly impossible, and helping others do the same. It isn't to say we shouldn't also make change in other ways through organizing, protest, journalism, public service, advocacy, and community care. We must do that as well. And yet the role of artists in change making is unique and vital. It can be very dangerous, as I said, to the powers that be. This world is constantly changing, and we have a responsibility and a capacity as artists to envision the better and to steer toward it. We must be unwavering in shining a light on darkness and also believing that nothing is too wonderful to be true. Thank you.